All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I guess it's happy because we're one day closer to the weekend. Anyway, welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. We're continuing our journey. Today we're going from Belgrade, Serbia to Sofia, Bulgaria in the VORs 52 retrofit. Leg 4 of our journey to Athens, Greece is our final destination. So we will get loaded in here in just a moment. I'm going to give everybody a moment to kind of come in, and I'm going to drink some juice while we're waiting. So I'm going to mute myself for just a moment, and then we will get started. I'm also going to have a look at the weather while we're waiting to see if anybody pops in. A few clouds. So it should be kind of similar to what we had yesterday. Now this is saying our conditions are, looks like it's overcast, but I don't think that's correct. But we'll see how it looks, and if we have to adjust for it, we will. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and get on in and get started. Try to give everybody a few minutes to pop in and say hello first so that I could... Anyway, let's get in here. Yeah, see, that's not a few clouds. That's like... Alright, hold on a second. Let's do this then. Oh, no, not Arctic Chill. Few clouds. There we go. That's probably a bit more realistic. What's the pressure? Oops. I gotta scroll down here. 2962. That should do. All right, let's go ahead and get the plane started up. Go to the chat here. All right. Okay, yep. Go ahead and get all our other lights on while we're waiting. Now, when the flight plan, when I created this, it says we have to go all the way down there for takeoff, and then we're gonna take off in the way that we came in yesterday, and then we have to kind of turn back around to head towards Sofia. I'm going to see if we can just do a south departure, which means we can take off from here, from runway 12, the one that we landed on yesterday. If we could do that, that'll be a lot better for us. All right. There's that. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, Joseph. Well, nice to see you here. Welcome. Nope. Dang it. Man. Oh well. We're gonna go way down there. All right. Oh, up. Wow. Well, that got off track quick. Oh, I was just setting something up and the plane just kind of steered on its own. Just went off to the left. It's all right. Oops, there we go. Flap set. So it seems to me that runway 30 is the preferred takeoff and landing runway for this airport, and some airports have that, where, you know, especially if it's a single runway airport, they'll designate the landing and takeoff runways, and they're usually the same. You know, like in San Francisco, runway 28 right, that's the takeoff and landing runway, and so is 28 left. You can't come in from the opposite direction. Mainly because as you come in over, it's all populated. Whereas if you crash into the bay, that's probably less troubling than if you crash into houses and stuff like that. So. I'm going to dial in this first. Once we get down here, because I was hoping we were just going to take off and then start making our way towards Sofia, Bulgaria. Right, you know, Sofia right away. But we're going to have to take off and then kind of turn back around, and then we'll be off track basically until we can. I think we'll be all right. One 120. This is 112. 05. Nope. Is it 200? All right, I think we are all set. And away we go. Oh, it's supposed to be the other way. Alright, I'm going to dial in the next one. I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, we are on our way. So this is the biggest chunk. We got 158 nautical miles to go to get to that waypoint that we are traveling to right now, and then from there it's only 23 nautical miles to our airport, and then that should be it. There we go. We are I guess it's going to be a quiet Thursday. Missing out on all this classic aviation. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Why does this have to... Oh, God. I swear, YouTube is gonna give me a freaking heart attack one of these days with this no stream data, and then I have to worry that the stream's gonna suddenly end. Now, I could... No. I guess I could pause it because we're not too far into the stream. Anyways. Alright, yeah, so tomorrow we will be in the viewer requested flights, 2 flights in the A320. First one is going from Bali to Jakarta, second flight is Karachi to Islamabad. So we do join us for those, if you feel so inclined. be in the P-38 Lightning this Saturday. Starting our flights with that. Should be fun. So how'd your, I guess you were playing F1 there, Joseph? Or what was your, what were you doing today on the stream? I don't know, maybe you buggered off or something. Yeah, I woke up a little late this morning. I thought I set my alarm before I went to bed, but apparently I did not. So I woke up, I looked at the clock, it was like 6 o'clock. I'm like, ooh, I got to get out of bed and get moving. So, otherwise I would have been there. I've been, I guess because, you know, when I, on Tuesday, since I kind of took the day off after the procedure on Monday, I slept in a bit, so it was like, you know, I think my body was like, oh, sleeping in, now we should just sleep in all the time. So I need to break myself of that habit and get up at my normal early time. Try to go to bed maybe a little bit earlier. So, anyways, so yeah, we got 2 A320 flights tomorrow. We have the 38 Lightning on Saturday. Sunday, I guess we'll do some train sim. I just gotta figure out what's good. Maybe we'll do Isle of Wight, because that's just a quick 30-minute trip from one end to the other. I could live with that. Yeah, we'll do that on Sunday first, and then we'll do the flying tour of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in New Mexico, the New Mexico portion of that mountain range. Should be really nice scenery. We'll turn off the weather and just have a nice relaxing flight. So we can see the mountain ranges. Hello, Ultracraft. Hello, welcome to the stream. So yeah, it should be a nice, interesting flight on Sunday, and then Monday we will continue our journey. The Junkers 52. We will be in Athens on Wednesday, so we only have 2 more legs to go after this. That's for a picture. What am I doing? I am flying the Junkers 52 from Belgrade to Sofia. What are you doing? Okay. Well, did you know what I'm doing? I don't understand the question, and I'm sorry. All right. Yes, I do. No, I do not Minecraft. No, I do not do any of that kind of stuff, and nor do I have any interest in. I fly, I stream, try to stream, I try to stream 7 days a week when possible. It's not always possible, but I try to. I mainly do Microsoft Flight Simulator, and every once in a while on Sundays I also do Train Sim World 2. If you have Discord, there's a link to my Discord in the description below the video. You're more than welcome to join. It's just what do you call it? Like the schedule for the week. That's about it. Nothing too big of a deal. All right, so I'm just looking at our. Just trying to make sure we're not flying over anything that's higher than where we're at already altitude-wise. Looks like we're going to be clear to go. Let's see where we're at on our 147 nautical miles. So we still got quite a ways to go in this leg of the journey. So this is the one that's going to take the longest time to get with. Hello, Ott. Tied the bins down. Wow. You know, we've had that problem here recently, Mick, on some of the days when I've walked, gone down to the Walmart or something. It's like they, oh, thank you, Ulker. Yeah, just Train Sim World 2 and Microsoft Flight Sim, that's it. For streaming. But anyway, yeah, like people, it's like, I guess it happens after they go to work or something, or they're not awake yet, and it's like the streets littered with litter bins. It's insane. And if you're driving down the street, it's like you're going through like a driver's course. You're trying to avoid all these bins and stuff. So, and it's worse, especially when it's school time and you got these buses trying to. All right, take care, Ulker. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, like the school buses, it's even worse. Like if people don't keep the streets clear, it's going to be harder for the buses to get through to get the kids picked up. But yeah, luckily we just have this huge, where I live, we just have this huge trash bin, and the truck pulls in and they got the forks and it lifts it up over the top of the truck and dumps it, and then they're done. And the few bins that we do have are usually out of the wind, so they don't get blown out everywhere. But yeah, we haven't had I think like last week or so we had a bit of strong wind, but it was like a gust here and there, but I don't think I think people picked up their stuff in the morning before they left for work or whatever. Wind there. So we're heading over these mountains, and we're going to get a little bit of wind, trying to push us off course there. That's all right. We'll correct for it. So of course today is the next developer roadmap update. See what's happening and not happening in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, especially for the Xbox folks. Don't think we're getting much else Oops. I don't think we're getting much in the way of any kind of aircraft today. Apparently, the Wasm issue in. Oh yeah, I'm on. Did it sound like I was? I thought I'd been talking. I was gonna say I don't think I was muted. Maybe it cut out for a moment. Or maybe I was just looking at something and I just wasn't talking. I was just kind of getting things cleared out, the messages and such. So yeah, update today, roadmap sort of stuff. And, ooh, this is some really nice scenery here. Yeah, so the Wasm issue apparently is still a issue with the with some of the aircraft that they're trying to bring to the Xbox side. It's more. It seems like it's going to be more problematic than they originally thought in order for them to even get a short-term fix going. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if we don't get much in the way of anything significant today on the Xbox side. I kind of feel like they shot themselves in the foot on this one a bit because they didn't test it correctly. If they had tested it on a real-world Xbox, not a PC emulator, they would have known about these problems well in advance, but they didn't. And so now all these things are kind of creeping up into the into what they want to do for the sim. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just like getting, like every time I check something, like I happen to brush over one of my windows that's open, and it's like, oh, you got 5 messages or something, and yeah, and then it's like, all right. So anyway, hello Patrice, hello gamer, Boris. How are you, Patrice? We will be doing your flight in next week. Your viewer requested flight. It's a week from tomorrow. So yeah, don't expect anything significant today. Sim Update 9 seems to be a hot mess. They got their work cut out for them getting that. The beta even to a state where the testers feel like it's a significant improvement. Are we running into a headwind or something? Boy, it is taking us forever to get to, I mean, it was 158 and we're only at 143 nautical miles. So, yeah, seems like we're taking our time getting there, but that's alright, we got time. Get a little choppy here, coming over these hills and such. So yeah, I fear, because here in a couple months, let's see, we got May, June, July, 3 months. It'll be the first year that the sim has been out on the console, and I fear what's going to happen is if the short-term fix is not possible, and it's going to take them a year, which Jorg is trying to avoid them doing, I think, quite honestly, the sim is going to be in trouble on the console. And their 10-year plan, and I don't know why these companies say, oh, we're going to go for 10 years. No, I can't see it happening, because the design of the Xbox is too different. They're finding out now, like the F-35 that they've been trying to get released, they may have to dial back the graphics on it in order to get it on the Xbox, which means it's a dumbed down version, because now they're finding out that the Xbox cannot handle things like a PC can, even though we were told, it was advertised, the same experience. So yeah, I fear that in the next few months, if they can't make some significant changes or improvements, I think the sim is going to be dead on the Xbox, and a lot of developers are just not going to put forth the effort to submit anything for the Xbox marketplace. So we're gonna get very sporadic things, and it's probably going, I hate to say this, it's going to be a lot of crap. And yeah. So I guess the only way forward is I got to find a way to get a PC somehow, and just start simming on that. I'm just gonna have to build up, get the throttles and all that kind of stuff, because I'd rather, if I can't fly it on the Xbox, I'm not going to use my controller, or even like, I know it helps to have a controller, but for like camera stuff and all that. But I just, if they can't make improvements on this, then there's no point, in it sucks, because it started off good, and now they're finding all these things out, and it's like every day is a new thing, it seems like, and there's no end in sight to it. I fear that is what's going to happen. Anyway, that's my 2 bits on the latest information, and I guess lack thereof. One thing to consider: in the past, we could change easily our setup. Yes, that is true. You're absolutely right. And I've seen a lot of people, they have found better graphics cards. They took a while for them to find it, but they do pay pretty high price for the new ones because there's a shortage. But yeah, we're on the Xbox. There's nothing we can do until like the next, like at some point in the probably next year or two, there will be a new Xbox Series, the updated Series S and Series X, which will have supposedly better everything, but it's very difficult to believe that, given that what we were told with, the Xbox Series S and X, that, it could handle this, and it does. It's just that now they're finding with this encryption architecture of the Xbox, the quote-unquote closed garden is the nature of it, it's become more problematic than they expected. And I remember some time ago Jorg said there's a fix, but it would take them a year to do, and they're trying to find a short term, but I fear that the short term is going to be longer than short term. I think it's going to take them that whole year legitimately to actually get the fix done, and that's it. If they have to admit that, I think some people are going to stick around because they're like, well, I'm just going to enjoy what I have anyway, and it's fine. Other people might say, well, I guess I think people would have a legitimate reason to ask for a refund then, because it was advertised this way, and if it's not going to be the case, then I think people are going to say, then give me my money back. I'm not going to, I'm not just going to uninstall it. I'm going to uninstall it, and you're going to give me my money back. If I paid for anything, I want everything refunded, because clearly this is not the same experience as the PC side. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think that's the trouble that's looming on the horizon for this sim on the console side. So, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose out because they didn't do. I hate to think that they did test it and they knew that the issue existed, and they put it out there anyway. But who knows? But anyway, I'm not expecting much of anything going forward. I hate to say it, even for the rest of the year, I'm not expecting any decent aircraft to come at all. Anything that's on the PC that we've been waiting for on the Xbox side, I don't have any hope anymore. Unfortunately, but we're going to try to enjoy what we have, and who knows, maybe they'll surprise me, and we'll get some good stuff, but I'm not counting on it, to be honest. I kind of feel like we're in a headwind most of this trip here. It seems like we are just not making significant headway here. Well, I am going to step away for just a moment. I will be back. Sit tight. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Other button, dummy. All right, be right back. Hello, Amela. How are you? Nice to see you here. Just took a quick break. Drink me some more apple juice. I just keep hitting all the wrong buttons this morning. I'm watching the plane drift to the left. Anyways, hello, Amela. I just had to run and get me some more apple juice from the fridge, and I'm doing good. Just had that had a late afternoon appointment yesterday that I had to attend to, and got some interesting news. So it turns out I have sleep apnea. The problem is that there's a shortage of the sleep apnea machines, the CPAPs. Which basically the one that the doctor showed me yesterday, which is just kind of like a demonstration version. You get the machine for a month, and then you wear it at night, and then it will automatically measure your oxygen, and it will force oxygen into your nostrils and everything, and keep your airway open. So, because he said usually what happens is a lot of people get sleep apnea when they're in REM sleep, for instance, like your body's basically kind of paralyzed and you're breathing from your diaphragm. But he said that so you have that machine for like a month, and it will adjust itself, and then you bring the machine back to them, and hello, Imperial Builder. And then they can fine-tune it to your specific, because everybody uses different pressures as far as the oxygen being somewhat forced into your body. So they, but the problem is there's a shortage of those machines, and so I could end up waiting 2 years for one of those machines. So I have to contact my doctor this morning, because by the time I got home yesterday, it was, I was going to put a message in the system for him, but I just rather do it this morning after we're done flying, and then go from there. Wow, this is some really picturesque areas here. Let's get some shots of this. There are some nice little valleys here. Wow, very nice. Yeah, it's not uncommon for veterans to get it. But yeah, like my buddy in Vegas, he's on a waiting list, and it's only been, I think, 5 or 6 months since he got diagnosed with it, but he's still waiting for a machine. Because apparently one of the ones that they did have from Philips, a lot of them got recalled there was a problem, and so other companies are trying to fill the gap, but they can't make them fast enough. So yeah, it's but at least I have a diagnosis with it now, and I'm going to submit it to the VA for a review of my disability rating. So yeah, it's just so that's what I got to work on today. This is one more thing I'm going to have to worry about probably for the rest of my life. It's not a condition that's going to improve much, I don't think. For the rest, kind of like my arthritis, it's never gonna get any better. Sadly, I mean, I can slow it down, but that's about it. I can't. My knees, for instance, will never improve. So, yeah, just one more thing I got to worry about now, unfortunately. Anyway, so yeah, we're just kind of plugging along here. We got 144 nautical. Yeah, we must be facing a headwind because we are barely getting. It's weird because I would have thought it would have been a crosswind, but that would be about it. But yeah, we are just not. It's going to take a little bit longer than I thought it would. So, yeah. The flight was scheduled, I think it said 2.5 hours. I think we're going to end up closer to 3 by the time we landed in Sofia. So we shall see. I knew yesterday's flight was too good to be true. Yeah, it's well, like, of course, and Mick, you're probably the same way. When it's winter time, it's way worse. But even like we've had rainy weather, and even then, it's like a dull ache in my knees. But the winter time, it's terrible. And of course, I've known people who've gotten like the knee replacements, and they say it's worse than the knee pain that they had before. A lot of people just have a tough time with those knee replacements. Excuse me. Yeah, for a lot of people, the physical therapy is a lot for them to deal with after the knee replacement. Wow, we are really... There's that crosswind that I was expecting. Just pushed us to the left there a little bit. So, yeah. It's not just one, it's, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, see, I'm starting to kind of get that. It's, but it started, you know, because I have degeneration in my knees, the right one worse than the left for some reason. But now it's, you know, the other, I'm getting those daily aches and pains. That's not just like, oh, I kind of slept wrong or whatever. I think it's more like it's, you know, just body's wearing out. But yeah, I'm hoping I could talk to somebody today and get the stuff submitted so that the VA can start reviewing the findings and hopefully increase my disability rating, which would help me out immensely. Wow. The good thing is whenever there's an increase, whatever the difference is from your previous percentage to the new percentage, they have to back pay you. So if they take a year to increase your percentage, whatever that difference is, over that year until they finally approve your new rating, you get back paid all that difference from the time you submit that the new evidence or whatever, or you're claiming a new thing. So sometimes that's a pretty nice bit of money. And that's, you know, see now let me ask you this, Mick, if you know, for your veterans there in the UK, do they have somewhat similar like that? Like if they have injuries or whatever, do they go to like the VA here and submit their claims, and then they get money each month for their disabilities? Yeah, I have that a lot in my knees. It's starting in my shoulders and into my elbows now sometimes as well. So yeah, I was just curious, like, you know, and if they get that, is that like they don't pay any taxes on that, or how does that work there in the UK? Just out of curiosity, because here, like, if you're receiving, it's a benefit. That's not your income. It's considered a benefit for your service, and so that's not reportable. It's not taxable income. You don't report it on your income tax filings. So, which many people say, they say, what's your source of income? I'm a disabled veteran. Well, that's not a source of income. That's a benefit you've earned through your service. So I didn't know if they have the same thing there in the UK. You know, like if a person has, you know, knee degeneration. Yeah, okay. So, but it's not, they don't tax that money that he receives, basically. The government doesn't, at least I'd hope they wouldn't. Whereas retirement is not a benefit, that is like an income. And so some states will tax your income on top of the federal government taxes it, and then some states will also tax your military retirement because that's a source of income. It's not a benefit that you've earned, or at least they don't see it that way. Well, this is really picturesque here. Not sure where exactly we are, but looks like we have a few high spots there ahead of us. Oh, little stutter there. It seems to be an ongoing issue here recently. See, the other thing too is that when I submit this new claim, it goes into a queue and it just sits there until somebody gets to it, and then they will look at it and then they will send it forward into somebody else's inbox, and then the doctors review it eventually, and then they say, "Yep, we think he or she, whatever, this veteran needs to be their disability needs to be increased by this much," and then they send it back, and then you get a letter of findings, basically, and it will explain everything to you. All right, take care, Patrice. Nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry it wasn't like the most pleasant chat going on, but yeah, nice to see you. So we'll see how long it takes for them to make a decision on this for me. Wow, look at that. Where is this? This looks like place an F-15 or no, an F-14. We're still waiting on the updates for the F-15 to fix the throttle issue. And the F-14 is getting some new liveries, which are going to be really nice to get. Maybe that'll be tomorrow, or today, I mean. Who knows? But anyway, wow, look at this, though. Boy, oh boy. I could just see blasting through here the F-14, or maybe even the F-16. That's just... There's definitely lots of places that we've seen that are very picturesque. I'm always amazed that, you know, because I've never flown over this way before, so I didn't really know what to expect. But there are some really amazing, like these valleys and my biggest fear, though, is we're going to end up flying, you know, like, we're not going to see something into the last minute, and that's going to be the end of that. Wow, we are well off track here now. Let me get back to the left here. The wind is definitely playing a little bit of havoc with my plane today. All right, how are we looking on? Wait, why are we at 150? Why did it go back? Should be... What in the world is going on here? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how did we get so... we couldn't have passed it already. That can't be right. Could it? Alright, take care, Milla. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you saying hello. Alright, let's... Ooh, wow. What in the... Wow, now the plane is just suddenly... just wanted to nose up. What is going on now? Alright, I gotta look at where we're at, because there's no way... Alright, where's my... Oops. That's not what I wanted. Why? I have a bad feeling here. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't really help. All right, so... Holy crap, we are way offline. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, well... yeah, we were traveling the wrong direction apparently all this time. Alright. Hold on, folks. Sorry. Wow. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to, because we are We are way off the mark here. Well, Well, I think in the future what we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to have to use that little VFR map to make sure that we stay in line, because I thought we were in line. I trusted the instrumentation down here by putting in the correct headings. Oh, you know what? No, I didn't. Oh, I just realized now. I put 192 instead of 129. That's why. Oh, no. No. That's why. That's why. I put in the wrong heading on here. We've been following the wrong heading this entire time. See, that's the trick on this. I bet you if I dial in 129, we're going to be going right towards the way we need to go. Yep, I guarantee you that's what it is. I put in the wrong... Boy, I feel like a complete idiot right now. I can't believe it. I'm like, wait a minute, how are we not traveling any closer? Okay, well that explains that. Well, definitely, this flight is going to take a lot longer than expected. Man, unbelievable. All right, now if we look at this map here. Can't see. We are way off that mark. Oh well. All right. Well, at least we're heading the right direction now. Yep, that's what it is. When I looked at it, it's like, how did I miss that? It should have been 129. I don't know why I thought 192. Oh. I don't think they flew over all this. Oh well, lesson learned. I need to double check my numbers before I... But I think, yeah, in the future what we'll do is we'll use the that little VFR map to make sure we are in fact heading in the right direction. And all that, so... Well, good thing I checked, because I'm like, wait a minute, why is this? How is this thing not going down in number here? Well, that explains that. Oh, it's still windy outside. Yeah, that happens. Wind has been known to happen, Joseph. Just like us getting lost has been known to happen. Well, luckily it didn't go on, because like if we had kept going, we would have been well past our airport and a whole bunch of other kinds of stuff. So luckily we discovered it before it got too much out of control. Man, I can't believe that. Oh well. Oh. Sorry. So, yeah, I see where we're at now. I have a rough idea where we're at. Okay. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to tune into Sofia's 11260. Alright, we're just going to head straight for Sofia because, yeah, it's just... That's probably a better thing to do now at this point than... The Omega ART, what is that? Get a wow. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Oh. Oh, wow. That looks nice. Alright, so that should be a heading of 118. Alright, so that's at 142 nautical miles. Alright. Yeah, that looks fancy. I'm sure they'd probably do something similar for flight simulator stuff, do they? I just saw the picture of the thing. I didn't really look at the website since I'm trying to sort out our dilemma here. If we put the distance, just the direction, not distance, but the, okay. Yeah, because if I ever get enough money to get a gaming PC together, I'd get one of those rigs for flight sim as well. Get the throttle, the yoke, and all the bits and bobs, as Joe would like to say. So weird. I can't believe we got that far off track. Man, that's just insane. Hello, Billy Broy? Billabroy? Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I can get attachments to use the flight stick on it as well, so I can use it for flight racing truck. Nice. Now, is it going to be more comfortable for you in that rig, do you think, Mick, for all that? Thank you for the follow, Billabroy. So yeah, we are on our way to Sofia. We were navigating the wrong direction because I plugged in the wrong heading and everything on the VOR system down here. So we discovered our mistake and we are correcting it. We still got lots of flying to go. I thought we would have been there by now, but the system down here was giving us a very crazy reading. So when I looked, I was like, oh, that's why. So yeah, there we are. So we have 136 nautical miles to get to Sofia, and then we will put it on the ground. So is that somewhat similar to the one that Jason uses for his rig? Because I mean, he goes for hours on end there, and I guess for him it's very comfortable to sit in for that long. So I think Captain Arish he has a desk, a flight, that's built specifically for flight simulator stuff. But I don't think he has like the full rig. Because he has a chair I could lay back a bit and not... Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll make it a little bit easier on your back, I would imagine. Especially your lower back. Yeah, he has like a swivel chair because he says like when he's getting ready to take off, he locks the chair in place so he can focus on everything. And then he also has like a head tracking device. I think that's clipped onto his hat so he can look around and stuff. But yeah, I don't think he has like a full rig like Jason has, for instance. Yeah, it's I wouldn't mind getting. I don't know what would be better for me, like a rig like what you're getting, or a desk kind of thing. It seems to me like a lot of the streamers that I watch, they have a desk sort of set up because then they can have their main monitor, what they're, kind of like my TV right now is like my main monitor, and then they can have their other window, other PC open, or monitor open that has like your chat and your stream information and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that would be fantastic. I think a desk would be better because then you'd have more space. You get mouse, keyboard, and all that. But I guess then you'd have to have like a gaming chair that's designed to support your back and everything while you're sitting there flying and all that. But I'd have to... I don't know if there's a place where you could try the rig itself before, you know, like kind of sit back in it or whatever to see how you feel with it. I'm sure there's got to be some place where they have one kind of set up where you can test it out before you give them your credit card number. Oh. Well, this has certainly turned out to be quite the adventure. Although, at least the good thing is we've had this nice scenery to get lost in, I guess. Although that was not my intention, obviously. But yeah, got to make a note to myself. I think I got so... I wasn't paying attention very well because when we took off, we had to do that circle back around. You know, I couldn't just go from taking off for one way, 1-2. Yeah, I'd like to just to kind of get a feel for it, if it would be better, for me as well, or if it's just or a desk situation would be a better option. Because I just know wherever I move to next, I want space for something, either the desk or the rig, kind of a thing, so that I can, I can continue. Because I just don't see trying to. I'd rather, if I have the ability, I'd rather go ahead and get a gaming PC and all that kind of stuff. I just don't see a solid future for the sim on the Xbox. So I'm heading to Sofia, Bulgaria. We left Belgrade. We took off on runway 30. We had to come back around to head south, but I dialed in 192 instead of 129. So we stayed at 192 for quite some time, and I'm like, boy, why does it? And I kept looking at our little device here that shows the distance, and it was like it wasn't counting down. It was like it would go down a bit, and then it would go back up. So I'm like, why is it doing that? Why isn't it not going down? We should be heading. And then that's when I looked around, and I'm like, I looked at the thing, and I'm like, oh, that's why I put in 192 instead of 129. So that was my goof up this morning, because I just got, trying to make sure we turned around, and I thought we were going, okay, we just got to go on to 192, and I didn't verify my notes before so that's my own little goof up there. Wonder if I can't take that out. Okay, guess what I could do in the future for our next route from Sofia to Monday. We're basically, our destination is going to be Athens, Greece. Monday we'll be back in the Junkers 52, going from Sofia to Thessaloniki. So we're heading to Greece basically, and then from Thessaloniki to Athens will be on Wednesday. So I need to find a way to have my notes, or I have notes, but I need a something I can put right by the wind, that I can see, that I can just look, because I'm trying to look at a bunch of different things at the same time, and especially as we get started kind of early in the morning, I may have inadvertently, in my effort to wake up. Well, we've got 119 nautical miles to go. It was supposed to be about a 2.5 hour flight, but so we still got quite a bit of flying to go. I couldn't say for how long, but we got Sofia. The airport is somewhere over in that direction. But at least now what I did was, instead of going to the waypoint that was about 27 nautical miles from the airport, we're just heading right for the airport. So we're just trying to cut out cut the distance down as best as possible, and just heading straight for the airport at this point, because I think that's just the only practical thing to do at this stage. I think what we're going to do is we need to start dropping some altitude as well. Not like excessive or anything, just start dropping altitude. I think we're out of the high mountains, kind of. That's, I wouldn't mind that, but I think it seems like a desk would be a bit more practical for me. Wherever I go, I'm going to make sure I have room for a flight sim desk. Like I can kind of map it out in my mind, because I don't plan on staying here where I'm at any longer than necessary. To be honest, I just, I'm not happy here, to be honest. So I just want to, I'm kind of planning for the future and my future with Doris, and so yeah, I just know wherever we end up together, not just where I end up, but where we end up together, I want to have that space for all that. So I think a desk might be a bit more practical, but maybe a rig is. I don't know. I just know I don't envision a solid future of the sim on the Xbox. It's fine for now, but I just don't see it improving significantly. Approach. Okay. Wow, we were... Alright, I think we're... Is Christina nearby here? Is that why we're talking to them? Trying to see where the airport is. I thought we already passed it, but maybe not. If so, we were really way off the mark. All right, 111 nautical. Okay, so we're making good headway here. But yeah, but of course, her and I are trying to make plans for, we want to travel as well. So, there's a lot of things that we want to do together. I don't know how much simming time I'm going to have in the future, but I want to, I do enjoy it, and she's okay with that. So yeah, but we'll figure all that out as time goes on, of course. I want to get a picture of that. Actually, let's get a picture just in here in the flight. There we go. So yeah, just something, we'll, wherever we end up together, I do want to have those, I would like to continue this to stream, but it's but yeah, I think she wants to travel more, not to sit around the house. So can't argue with that. And it may just be that I just, stream every once in a blue moon or something. I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns about the future yet. What will we do, and where will we be, and stuff like that. So well, I'm really glad I figured this out before it got much crazier. So it's always good to, like, I don't mind flying out here, but if I didn't check this little instrument right here, I would read the chat for you and be oh, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I guess kind of like what Amanda does for Joe. Yeah. Although she's not there all the time. She pops in as her schedule allows as well. So but yeah, that would be fun. Is there. Let's have another look. Well, first off, Australian brewed vodka. It says right in the chat when I'm flying. Okay. Have we flown this before? I'm sure you've seen it. Okay. It's nothing new. Alright, so that looks like that there. I know we're heading generally the right direction here, so... let's see, is that a river or something there? Let's have a look here. I think I know where we're at now. I just gotta look for this river. I think we're near... Alright, see, that's low. This is higher. But I think bypassed all that already, didn't we? I don't know, maybe not. Okay. Go back to the chat. Oh, we're doing the okay, hold on a second. If you get my side of the view. All right, well, the yoke, all this stuff is how it looks in real life. Australian brewed vodka. So I don't know, you're being a bit crude in my chat, so I don't appreciate that. Okay, so this is how it looks in real life. This is the retrofit version of this aircraft. Okay, all this stuff is how it looks in real life. Okay, even the 1939 version has the yoke like it's supposed to be. Anyway, all right. Backing off from the Spitfire. So yes, the P-38 Lightning will debut this Saturday. So we're going to do Lightning Saturdays. The Spitfire will go into rotation for the Military Aviation Thursday theme. So we'll have jets, we'll have props. You know, we're somewhat limited on those. You know, so so yeah, it will basically what we'll do is we'll take the Spitfire, we'll fly to around the UK, for instance. So that's what we're gonna do. So like the jets, like the MB339, that's an Italian jet, will fly around Italy, and then any other countries that used it, we can fly it there also. It's okay, Australian brewed vodka. Just don't be so crude in my chat, please. But the Lightning, what we're going to do is after our flight Saturday, just to kind of get a feel for the plane. It's a bit temperamental on the startup. Like sometimes, you know, the left engine will start no problem. The right engine, it takes a few tries to get it going for some reason. So once we do that and we get that all started up, we'll take off, just kind of get a feel for it, and then why are we talking to Belgrade Center all the way down here? We're on the way to Sofia. I guess they have a reach all the way down here. Interesting. What was I going to say? So they must think that we're close to Kilo Alpha Lima. We must be, even though we've dialed in the VOR DME right next to Sofia airport there. Oh my goodness. You are receiving enough. So yeah, but basically what I was saying, sorry, it's like I got a bunch of things happening at the same time. the P-38, what we're going to do is eventually we're going to take that and we're going to fly to a bunch of different Army Air Corps fields from World War II. Now, excuse me, some of those. Sorry, I had to drink some water there. Some of those airports exist still, or they were converted to, like the Bob Hope Airport in Southern California was a former Army Air Corps airfield, but now it's it's used for civilian aviation. So we're going to fly from there to another former Air Corps airfield. We're going to start in California. We're going to work our way through the rest of the United States. We'll take off from the Air Force Academy, for instance. So for those of you who don't know, the Air Force is technically the newest branch, well, Space Force aside, until that was created. The Air Force was the youngest military branch in the United States. So the Army Air Corps was first, and then after the end of World War II, the Air Force became its own entity. So we're going to fly to Air Force bases because they were generally probably used during World War II as Army Air Corps airfields. But we'll also go to the Air Force Academy and stuff like that. And then because I'm not going to say when, I'm going to say if we get more warbirds in the future, then we will we'll once we get to grips with the P-38, then we will introduce another one, if we get them, to the stream so that we have those as an option. And if we ever get the Corsair, then we'll fly to Navy bases, because those were that was a Navy/Marine Corps plane. So we'll fly to Marine Corps air stations or naval air stations. And then we may fly, if it's served in certain areas, we may fly around there, just to kind of get, a different feel for things. The Eurofighter, for instance, because it serves in many different countries, that's a good thing, because then we can, on the the military aviation Thursdays, we can fly them. They're based in the UK, they're based in Germany, they're based in Spain. So there's 3 places that we can fly them from, and all that as well. So yeah, just a bunch of different stuff. Trying to kind of just have a nice selection of things that we can enjoy in the places where they were originated from, that sort of thing. The T-45, I'd like to get that flying again. A patch is pending for it to hopefully fix the problems on the Xbox side that some of us have, but that's been put on hold for now. So that's one less plane that we have in our repertoire to use. So yeah, it's just. But yeah, I'm not giving up on the Spitfire completely. It's just that now that we have the P-38, and it's made by the same folks who made the Spitfire, so it does have like that tablet to use for navigating. It's got the autopilot and all that, which makes things a little bit easier to deal with instead of trying to fly it by hand with the controller, because my left thumb would just be too sore if, it would take me forever to get it trimmed out, and like it did at first with the Spitfire. Like it was very difficult to fly by hand. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do with the with that. but we'll still fly it. Oh, I gotta remember to make a note to myself. I want to update the Twitch stuff. For those of you on Twitch, for new viewers especially, and thank you, FSTB Vomit. Okay, interesting name. I do have a Discord now. I basically started one so that way people could watch or kind of keep up to date with my schedule and everything. I'm going to post a link here in the once I can get to the all right. So if you want to keep up to date on things, you're more than welcome to. On YouTube side, if you want to keep up to join the Discord, there's a hold on a second. Oh, come on. I tell you, between all the shenanigans with this flight and my stream just acting up. But here's the link. I don't know if I put it in the that's my Discord. It's not gonna, there's no chat or anything. It's just gonna be straight what do you call it? It's just gonna keep you up to date. You know, I'll update it every week for the what's on the schedule, what we're going to be doing, and all that. All right, 78 nautical miles. So we are heading the right direction, basically. So yeah, if you want to join, I'm going to post a pic. You know, going to try to do like a picture of the flight sort of thing. Each flight that we do, just something, you know, try to make it interesting. There's the rules about the stream, you know, what the expectations are. Also that I use the, I'm on the Xbox Series S, because a lot of times, even though I put it in the title, a lot of people don't seem to understand that. But there's just a bunch of information there. But no chats or anything. I don't have time to moderate, because people generally will go in and start getting fussy with one another, and I just don't have time to sort all that out, you know. So so if you have a Discord, you're more than welcome to join. Just, you know, just to keep an eye, you know, every Sunday, like Sunday afternoon, I will post the schedule for the following week, or that coming week, I should say, so you'll know what we're doing and all that. And then we go from there. And I gotta see how I can link it where when I go live, I can just grab the link and post it in the announcement area. So if you don't know, you know, like, it should give you that sort of it's like somebody's lost, it looks like. Anyway, so yeah, that's all it's going to be for. No, I'm not going to create like a chat channel or anything like that. That's no, I've seen too many times people get Discords and then it turns into just a big old mess, and I'm not going to ask anybody to try to moderate that stuff. So, and I certainly am not going to have the time to do all that. So it's just for informational purposes. So anyways, I can't remember what else. Oh, thank you for joining the Discord, Vic. Yeah, I think I've learned too many lessons from other Discords that I don't want it to a chat of any kind is just, I think, out of the question. All right, if that's there, trying to see where we're at. If we are roughly, so we must be right around here. Okay, I think I know where we're at now. $70 nautical miles, so we must be right. Must have been pretty far off of. Well, we're gonna get there, one way or the other. All right. What I may do, another area that I may open up is links to military-themed YouTube channels. There's a couple of folks, couple channels that I follow that I think would be interesting for other folks to watch. So if you do like aviation, you can, I'll put in links for those channels in the Discord. And you can watch those and just follow them as well. I may do links for like historic car racing, like Goodwood. There's another channel I follow, 19 Bozy 89 or something like that, they got a really good channel. He partners with a couple different YouTube channels, and they have different. They all go to different parts of a track, for instance, and then they kind of combine the footage. Every once in a while, they'll talk to the owner of a car and ask them to be able to mount a camera inside, so they have some inside the while the driver's driving, some views from that. So I may add those as well. But yeah, that would be about it. Nothing else. So nothing political in nature or anything like that. Well, we're making our way there. We have 65 nautical miles, so we're finally. I think we were on the last half of the our destination there in Sofia. Let's see what our map looks like now, where we are. See, I'm not sure how you can zoom in or out on here. I think this is the zoom out. If I widen it, it's zooming in, basically. I'm not sure. But That's where we are on this little map here. So yeah, no. You're just waiting for your friend. Okay, Joseph. Well, thank you for the update. I wasn't aware that you were waiting for somebody, but now I know. I know he's out the battle. G.I. Joe. I'll be right back, folks. Alright, I'm back. Alright, I think we're getting back off track here. Yep, we are. The winds through here just really push the plane kind of all over the place. Now, for those of you who don't read the description, it seems like a lot of people don't. That's okay. Basically, what we're doing is somebody suggested this route on the flight sim forums, because I was talking about that I had flown the Junkers 52 a couple times, and they were like, "Oh, I did this." It's a real world route from the 1930s, that Lufthansa. Now, that's another thing too. You know, I'll probably put like a historical link to discuss, you know, like the airlines, especially the vintage stuff. Now, KLM obviously still exists. Lufthansa was called Deutsche Lufthansa before it was just called Lufthansa. Deutsche Lufthansa was the name under Germany in during up to World War II and during World War II. So they had a very global reach in the period of time between the end of World War I and into World War II. Now, they did only fly for the Third Reich during World War II, Not saying by flying this we agree with the politics of the Third Reich. That's not what we're here for. We're just here to... This is a piece of aviation history outside of the politics of the time. Okay. So, when the company... The logo remains the same between Deutsche Lufthansa and Lufthansa, but they don't have any other similarities. They waited about, I think, a decade before the new Lufthansa was created, because they felt that because of World War II and Germany and the politics of the Third Reich, that they wanted to wait for people to kind of just, not to say forget, but they didn't want to bring back the name right away, because they would have felt that it was too soon, that many people would have immediately thought of the Third Reich with the name. So that it wasn't, the new Lufthansa wasn't created until like the 1950s, about a decade after the end of World War II. But KLM, we're going to fly some historic routes there. Now, I didn't know this, but Lufthansa had deals with, prior to the start of World War II, they were flying in South America. They had partnered with some countries. I think Peru's one of them. Where else? I think might have been Colombia. So yeah, they went over there and they offered to be a flying service over there. And once what was happening in Germany got around the world, a lot of those countries seized all the property of Deutsche Lufthansa and kicked all the people out of their countries. Now, some people were able to hide. They stayed in South America and basically hid out during World War II, I guess. So yeah, but I'm going to post links in the Discord about some of that stuff, because there's a lot of history about it that I didn't know. I mean, I knew Lufthansa had flown, they were basically an airline for the Third Reich during World War II. So they, a lot of the pilots probably became Luftwaffe officers, but they were basically, they would take the high-ranking officials on their, like their vacations to Austria or, other places. So, yeah, a lot of interesting history there. But all the routes that we're going to fly with this one and the Fokker F7B will be as close to real-world routes as possible. The one that we're going to start on the 18th, it's 32 legs going from Amsterdam down into the former Dutch Indies. We're going to go down through Europe, through the Middle East, and down along until we get to the former Dutch Indies. We're going to have some really nice scenery, I think, along the way. We're going to be using VOR to VOR navigation. For the most part, there's going to be a couple flights where it's going to be dead reckoning and just trying to get there as best as we can. We're going to use what we can and what we know to get there, and should be interesting, hopefully. And then, like our military aviation stuff, will post links about the planes and some history about it. Again, we're not going to get into the politics of which country flew what and all that. That's not what I want to necessarily do. We could talk about in a context maybe, but I don't want to focus too much on the politics and all that, and disagreements, gets out of control and all that. We're just here to enjoy the aircraft and if we learn something, that's good, but it's not, we're not agreeing or disagreeing with anybody as far as the politics go. So it's, we're just here to enjoy the aircraft. That's the important part. Jetliner Tuesdays, just kind of talking a little bit more because we do have some new viewers. Jetliner Tuesdays, we're going to use the A320 usually, or the Embraer 170 or 175 for services. Now, what I'm finding too is that what we're going to try to do is find some regional airports, not like the huge, like if we go from a regional sort of spot to a major airport, like your, like when I flew from, what was it, Detroit? Yeah, so like Detroit has a pretty good sized airport, but then I flew down to Birmingham, Alabama. Now Birmingham's airport it's not huge by any stretch of the imagination. It's not I don't really think it's an international airport, but that's or if you go from Birmingham to what's a bigger, like Atlanta. Now that's a short flight, but a lot of times people do that because I think it's like an hour long. You just basically, you take off, you go up a little bit, and bam, you're on your way to land. It's like maybe not even an hour long flight. It's like 45 minutes. And you don't go up very high. Alright, so we got about 40 nautical miles to go, just under 40, or just under 41 nautical miles, so we're still going. So yeah, we'll do some of that. We'll do some regional services and all that. Try to keep it interesting. The A320 services will be a little bit longer. But we're not going to do, I think we're going to stay away from like the excessively long flights. It's just too much to do. By myself, and trying to make sure I take care of myself during the flights can be a bit crazy sometimes. So anyway, sorry, got a little sidetracked there. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. Like I said, Thursdays will be military aviation days. Sundays is our scenic flights. Fridays is our viewer requested flights. Mondays and Wednesdays is going to be vintage aviation days. So it's going to be the Junkers 52 or the Fokker F7B. We will stick with the retrofits because generally I think what I'm noticing is, and I kind of found a lot of this out just through trial and error, like KLA, the waypoint KLA that they're talking about is a DME. So how the now if I was in the 1939 version, there is no DME receiver in the plane. So basically you tune in, but you don't hear the beep that you're hearing, the Morse code beep for that waypoint KLA. So if we use the retrofits, we have all the appropriate or the better navigating equipment to utilize for us, so we know where we're at basically. Now it used to be, when I first started, we'd have everything would be up on the screen, we'd have all this information there, and then sometimes it got to be a bit much. So outside we have a view like this, but we don't have like the waypoints or anything like we used to. Because everybody's like, well, that's not very realistic now, is it? Well, yeah, but it was just learning how to fly and everything. I've gotten better at the navigation. It can be a bit difficult to know when we're off track like we got today. I didn't know until I was like, something's not right. And lo and behold, we were not where we wanted to be by any stretch of the imagination. So, but that's okay. We're getting there. We have 32 nautical miles to go. So it's the good thing is this is all part of a learning process. Okay. And that's what we try to do. We try to learn from the mistakes. Tomorrow's a brand new day. We'll fly again and hopefully be better at it. Just like if we crash on a landing, well, it doesn't cost us anything if we crash. There's not going to be a major investigation or anything like that. We crashed, and tomorrow we'll fly a different plane and we'll go back to the same one. Looks like somebody's trying to get cable installed or something. As long as they don't accidentally turn my stuff off like they did before. Still can't believe that happened. Alright, just out of curiosity, let's see if we're still heading in the right direction. I think we are. Yep, there it is. Alright. So I think what we can do, well, first off, we do need to start dropping a lot of altitude. We got to start getting... We got to start dropping altitude. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to call in and ask for permission to land now, since I don't think there's any other airports nearby. There it is, right there. There we go. I've been muted the whole time, and I didn't even realize I must have coughed and forgot to unmute myself. Basically, all right, I don't know what I said and when I muted myself and whatnot. Anyway, we're on our way to Sofia. Yeah. I can't believe I just did that. Yep, I just did. Yeah, I just looked Mick. Yeah, I've been coughing a lot lately. It seems I'm trying not to cough in people's ears button, but then I forget to unmute myself sometimes, so I apologize. Anyway, we are about 18 nautical miles out. We're coming in right in on runway 09. But what we're going to do is they're saying we can go straight in. So once we get close enough, we'll see our pattern and that kind of develop. It's going to go straight for it. I don't want to basically kind of loop around the airport a bunch of times trying to get lined up. We're just going to go right in. Okay, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get our landing lights on. Yeah, let's get some flaps down. Maybe a little bit more just to be sure. Yeah, it's been nuts today too. It started off fine, and it just, I don't know. I never know when it's gonna, you know, like I got really good internet, I think, but it's just not been cooperative, you know? So, I just never know when things are gonna work appropriately and when it's gonna be a bit of a headache and a half. So we'll be back here on Monday in the Junkers 52 to take off for Thessaloniki, I think. And then by Wednesday we will be in Athens, and we will conclude this part of the Junkers 52 service. Plane will be back at some point, but our focus will become the KLM, the Fokker F7B, also a 3-motor plane, and we'll use the retrofit on that one as well. Matter of fact, once we're done once we land and wrap things up, we will I gotta spend some time kind of going over the Fokker F7B in preparation for the 18th of April. That's a Monday, so a couple Mondays from now. I think it'll be a week from this coming Monday. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's an issue like with Twitch on my Xbox, or if it's something else. Like I just never know what the problem is and how to try to deal with it appropriately. Let's move this to standby. So we are here. We can turn that off as well. normally what we try to do once we know where our airport is, once we've got some visual cues and everything, we'll kind of circle around and kind of pick out which runway's ours to land on, and then we circle back around and then come in for the landing. But today we're just gonna kind of cut that short because this has gone on a bit longer than expected. So just try to wrap this up and I think we can just go ahead and turn off that. Well, no, we'll leave it on because we'll need our landing, our taxi guide. All right. Oh, let me turn the laptop there. Hopefully the stream doesn't quit on me prior to landing. Now, I did find out that Bulgaria is just an hour. So if UK is roughly 2:30 in the afternoon, there is 3:30 in Sofia. If I understood my Oh, it's 4:30. I'm sorry. They're 2 hours ahead. I thought it was 1 hour. They're 2 hours ahead. Wait. So yeah, seven. Their total is 7 hours ahead of me. It's another kind of late afternoon, almost early evening. Luckily, we've had some sun the entire way. A little bit cloudy, kind of windy here and there. Wow. This wind is really fighting me. Well, there we are. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Sofia, Bulgaria. Local time is 16:33 in the afternoon. Oop, we know that you have many options when it comes to your Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream viewing pleasures, and we are glad that you chose to fly with us today. Do join us tomorrow. Bali to Jakarta will be our first flight, 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK. Hopefully we will see you there. We'll be flying as Turkish Airlines for both flights, as that is the closest let's go to parking. Yeah, Turkish Airlines is the only livery that I could use. for those flights that is what would be used in that area. We don't have everything as far as liveries goes for real world airlines. Maybe in the future we will, but right now Turkish Airlines is as close as we can get for the A320. 737s are grounded for the time being in our hangar. They have been removed. They will not be in service for the time being. So we will use the A320 and the Embraer 170s. Now, if we get the CRJs, if we ever get those, we will put those into the Jetliner Tuesdays. And also, they would be available for use in the view requested flights. So, anywho, hopefully everybody enjoyed today's flight. Hopefully everybody learned a lesson here by making sure you check your stuff. Check your notes. Why do they just walk through our plane? A couple people would have gotten sliced up right there. All right, there we are. Let's shut the engines off. And let's turn off our batteries, right? 1, 2. There we go. All right, 2 hours and 41 minutes. So flying time, we were still within our expected 2.5 hours, just a little bit over, but we still made it, even though we got lost. That's all good. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, folks. I do appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out, and nice to yeah. What I tell you, I gotta get better at my notes. I gotta find a different way to be able to see, but you know, I'm working on a 13-inch laptop, so it's very difficult to kind of see all the notes. Even though I put it up here, it's like I'm going to be blocking something. But we'll see what I can do to try to contend with that. So anyway, that's going to be it though for today. I do appreciate everybody coming in. I will see you all tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK, in the A320 Bali to Jakarta will be our first flight. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Until then, peace. Live long and prosper.